to the show, Mr. Fujiwara.
My pleasure.
You just returned from the United States. What are U.S. economists saying about the future of Japan's economy?
Yes, I should say that the last thing they have interest in the economy is Japan. What I want to say is that Japanese economy is really bad in this 10 years. So they have lost much interest in Japanese economy itself. So people are sometimes said that the U.S. is bashing the Japanese economy, but they're now really Japan is passing, go over that Japanese economy. So the things is not so really good itself. Japanese economy is so rigid and reluctant to change. So most of the U.S. economists or people are don't believe that Japanese economy can be active in a couple of years, I think. So that's why very pessimistic view of Japanese economy is very prevalent in U.S., I think.
And it must be of grave concern. I think the Chrysler chief just recently announced that he believes that the falling yen could affect U.S. jobs.
Yes, actually. So the weakening currency is not supporting the economy itself in a mid or long-term view. In Japan now, some government officials are so optimistic about the Japanese economy, and weakening yen will help more accelerate the recovery of the Japanese economy, some officials said. But nobody actually, I think, support that idea in the U.S. Mainly the car manufacturers who are suffering from the appreciation of the dollar is really worrying about this comments from Japanese officials. So when the ministers in Japanese government argue about the merits of the depreciation of the yen, they are very nervous, and they send their message to the Bush government and to Japanese government that Japan should refrain from helping the economy by depreciation of the yen. So Japan should take care of those opposite side of opinion in the U.S. They are not so 100% okay about the appreciation of the dollar and the depreciation of the yen.
Now, what do you think of the view that the weak yen will actually help revive the Japanese economy?
Yes, there are, as you know, the stubborn problem in Japanese economy. Why the Japanese economy is so bad shape and why the deflation spiral is going on is that there's one source of the deflationary pressure. It's a bad loans held by the Japanese government, Japanese banks. Those unperforming loans were created by the sustaining decreasing of the land prices in these 12 years. So that created enormous amount of unperforming loans in Japanese banking sector. So we must liquidate those unperforming loans, even if it leads to the liquidation of some major banks. From April 1st, we will have a new system of bank insurance. It's a payoff. It means that if a bank is insolvent, then the bank is liquidated, and limit which is paid off to the people is limited to some extent of amount, and that will help the banks to compete each other, and also the bad shaping banks will not survive because they cannot finance their own health from market. So market are very nervous about the health of the banks, so they won't lend money to them, so they won't be able to sustain their own life. So it's a good timing for us actually to tackle on this big problem. If a government decisively think that we should get rid of this stubborn problem, we can do it. We nationalize major banks. We have to do that because we cannot make the financial system collapse as it goes. So sustain the safety net and then liquidate all those troubled banks, even if it costs a lot. It cost means some 100 trillion yen for government funds to solve this problem. But we need that we should use that. And then get rid of this stubborn, unperforming problem. So that's the only way that we should go through from this and be very complicated stage, I think.
I think a lot of people have been waiting for that, but of course you also have to pay the price for that to happen. Now, if we could go back to the meaning behind the weakening yen, maybe the factors behind it, and also the merits and demerits that you mentioned earlier.
Yes, there are two sides which I should mention about the weakening of the yen. One side is about Japan. The main reason why the yen is depreciating that the market is feels some fear about the Japanese economy. Fear means they don't have enough knowledge, enough information about Japan itself. Government officials says that the Japanese banking sector is in good health. They don't have to inject more public money into banking sectors because they are healthy. They can stand on the payoff from April, they're saying. But very prominent economists in the U.S. written paper this January that Japanese banking sector is heading for crisis. It's a very different view. So foreigners, especially foreigners, are concerned about those kind of discrepancies. If the government is just postponing the problem without knowing the details to the people, the foreign investors will suffer from the sudden drop of market prices. So they are very cautious and putting out money from Japanese market. So that's why one reason is just depressing the yen to dollar is that they are putting out money from the Japanese market. So it's mainly. The other side is that U.S. situations. As you know, the U.S. market is not so good in shape recently. From March 2000, they are continuing. The stock market is continuously decreasing for almost 2 years. And then market participants are also nervous about the situation. So they want to actually honestly attract more capital from foreign countries to U.S. market to sustain their own market. So the default thinking for U.S. market is that they want more capital. So they have to attract more foreign capital to this market. So that's why the strengthening the dollar is not so bad thing for them, even if the automakers are very worried about that. But to sustain the market, then sustain the life of people's money and the people's pension funds, they have to keep the market very healthy. In order to do that, they need more capital from abroad. So they don't care about usually the appreciation of the dollar. So there's two sides on this problem. Yes.
Now, what people may not realize is this the weakening of the dollar, or weakening of the yen, I should say, will affect everyone, including Japanese consumers, in the fact that the price of imported goods here in Japan will become more expensive.
Yes, exactly, that's true. The merit of the weakening of the yen is, of course, to sustaining the profitability of the exporters, like car manufacturers. And usually the car manufacturers have a big network of subsidiaries or workers. So certainly it has a positive effect to the Japanese economy. But now we have a lot of imports like clothes or food, energy, or everything from abroad. So the import price will go up if the yen depreciates. Actually, one of the very famous hamburger chains stopped selling the cheapest hamburger recently. So the reason why is that the depreciation of the yen. So in this sense, actually, as you mentioned, the depreciation of the yen leads to the appreciation of the Japanese domestic prices, and it really negatively affects the Japanese people. So this kind of negative effect is what we should consider right now, because 10 years ago, compared to 10 years ago, we have a lot more commodities imported. So it's a big problem, I think.
But although it has this negative effect, do you see the yen continuing to fall?
Well, nobody knows about the level of itself, but usually market says that 140 is the bottom of the Japanese yen. Well, maybe something really catastrophic things could happen. Then could be 200. Some people say, but usually people say that it's about 140. The flip side is also very we should consider. Flip side means that the yen might become 100 or more than 100. I mean, 19 or 80s. It happens when the US market collapses. So we have both scenarios on US side and the Japan side. So we can say that we will have a very big volatility swing over the market ever this year. So we cannot say about exact level, but we have to be very cautious about not only depreciation of the yen, but also the appreciation of the yen.
Now, the Japanese government started drafting a comprehensive package for combating deflation. But what is included in the package, and will it really help the Japanese economy?
Unfortunately, this Japanese government policy will not cover the major breakthrough of the problem nowadays. I think that this does not, I think, tackle the main problem, which I mean that are performing loans. So it's a very incremental. Just put more incremental money to the banking sectors or industries or consumers, and just please them, not tackle the most important problem. So the reason why people are saying like the government is saying like this now is that President of the United States will come this weekend, so they have to give them some souvenir. Souvenir means Japanese government doing like this. So, but it's too short to draft up so big effective problem right now. So I think this kind of policies is also the ineffective, like the thing as we did before in these 10 years. So we cannot rely on this policy will help, get rid of the deflation spiral from Japan, or we cannot rely on this policy to have a very optimistic view about Japan's future.
So, Mr. Fujiwara, you just returned from the States and talked to economists over there.
Yes.
What do you personally think is needed then, if this package is not enough?
Yes, Japan should decide to, go through the most severest term from now. It means that we really have a safety net, but we cannot postpone our problem anymore. It's not a problem of Japanese people, and it's a problem for foreign people as well. If Japanese banking system collapses, that will negatively affect the U.S. and Europe and the Asia countries. So Japan now should put more drastic boost about resolving this problem, which is what I got from them.
Well, thank you for your insight into the weakening yen and the Japanese economy, Professor.
Thank you.
Our guest today was economic analyst Mr. Naoya Fujiwara.